Alright guys, here we are in game 4. After a victory that I don't think anybody saw coming, Snute is starting to turn this around, and speaking of Snute, spawning here in the lower right corner of the map, playing for the ZOTAC monthly finals, it's the blue Zerg player, Liquid.Snute.
His opponent in the top right is none other than the red Terran, CMStorm.Polt. Game 1 was close, but Game 2 was very decisive. Can he take Game 4 after losing Game 3? We'll have to wait and see.
Of course, this is a best of 5 for those who haven't seen or haven't been here before. The final's always a best of 5, and man, I can't believe how close we are, Penguin. We've come so far today. We've had so many good games and so many good players competing. I mean, I'm so excited that this is what we came down to, but I'm also very sad that it's going to be coming to an end.
Yeah, I mean, this has been a great day. I mean, I love casting ZOTACs, and one of the things I love about casting ZOTACs, especially the weekly ones, is that we see a lot of players that we don't get to see in the super high pro level a lot. But today has just been not only just players who are on the pro level, but the highest caliber of players over and over and over, and it's been amazing.
Yeah, Polt really well known for his past victories. Snute, though, still, I don't want to call him an up-and-comer. He's had a lot of great victories, but those have all been in, the last 6 months. He's really just he's still at the start of his run. He's got a lot of great things ahead of him.
He still has a lot of potential. He can definitely achieve a lot, and yeah.
Konnichiwa. He was like learning Japanese in the background over there.
Lions, it's annyeonghaseyo. It's annyeonghaseyo.
Annyeong. Hello.
Well, that's only if you're very friendly with the person.
Alright, well.
Huh? Yes, that's what I said.
Asian lessons aside, Snoot's gonna open very standard here. Same with Polt, by the looks of it. Again, going with these Reapers. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Polt really is really good with his Reapers. Now, I can't say this necessarily means he's gonna go for like a stupid amount of Reapers. I always kind of hope and wish he will, but I mean, he can be effective with one Reaper. He's not gonna kill a lot. He's not gonna really destroy queens by any means, but he's gonna get all the scouting information in the world. If he forces a lot of cancels, eventually that's just as good as starting to pick off units.
I agree, and well, I'm actually really interested to see what Polt can do with this Reaper. He's been really active with the last couple, and he's been able to do a lot scouting-wise and like harass-wise. He hasn't killed a lot, but it's always fun to see him control these because he has Reaper control like no one else, except maybe Fuser.
Yeah, I know. It's again like I'd love to see those because I don't see any other Terran. Like you could talk about the greatest Terrans in the world, Cass, Straylock, etc. But like you don't see them with the same level of Reaper control. Their strengths lie elsewhere, I feel.
Yeah, especially, I mean, both of those guys that you mentioned are very strong macro players. And it's not so much like, I mean, they're great at micro and like splitting and stuff, don't get me wrong, but Reaper control is something that's like, it's a little different from what you
It's like Zergling Baneling control. You might be the best Mutalisk rusher in the world, but if you can't survive the Zergling Baneling phase, right? You gotta have that next level control. But Reaper, okay, it's picked up a couple links. Gonna continue to pick off a couple more. Hellion follow-up to this. Very standard stuff. But as we've seen here today, Snute, despite losing these games early on, still shuts down the standard stuff. He gets the walls up when he needs to. The Hellions have really... I don't think the Hellions have killed any drones throughout this entire series, and if they have, it's been very low numbers.
Yeah, I mean, the Hellions haven't really done as much as we've been expecting to do the entire day. We saw in the first series, Frost made like 20 of them against TLO. And didn't do like anything. Yeah,
but even back then, the best counter, just go for that wall, get something secure up so that they can't run past, because Hellions, unless you helicopter them in, sorry, I guess elevator them in, I should say, because medevacs...
Helicopter them in?
I'm thinking like, emergency medevac, get me out of here type thing, but no, unless you elevate their... now you've got me screwed up. Unless you elevate their... unless you elevator the Hellions in, there we go, strike 3. It's really hard to get past the wall, and most players don't opt to go for medevac drops with Hellions anymore. They're still pretty darn effective because they can catch Zerg players off guard, but it's not a strategy often used.
Yeah, that's true. It was something that it gained a little bit of popularity in Wings, and there was a while after Anaheim, MLG Anaheim 2011, where Slayers popularized the Hellions, where everyone was going Hellions in every matchup. But I mean, they're still helpful. They're great for map control, and a lot of people go for them. But a lot less people go for those like Hellion all-ins.
Yeah, the Queen shut them down so nicely, along with some SimCity. But one thing we saw yesterday I thought was really intriguing was we had, it was almost a Protoss, it was actually not more of a, but it was definitely more of a TVP opener back in Wings of Liberty, where you'd go for like 7 Marines and a couple Hellions, drop the Marines in the main, run the Hellions into the natural, and it was working great versus Zerg all day yesterday. We haven't seen that come out of Polt though at all, and he's a player who I would never classify him as stubborn, but he does open the same way almost every single time.
Yeah,
Even when he goes for something different, it's still the same different, you know what I mean?
yeah, I absolutely know what you mean. He likes this opening. It's a very safe opening. And there's a really fast third base going down on location for Polt.
I love the Overlord sniping again. It strips that vision away, and as we saw last game, it was a threat well into the mid game.
Always, man. That Viking is a hero, and like there was an Overlord at the third which flew away when the Viking was there, so he hasn't actually seen that, which is kind of cool.
It still bugs me that Hellions don't do more damage to buildings. Like, just you're engulfing something that's biomass on fire. In every other iteration of every universe, zombies, space aliens, it doesn't matter. You kill it with fire. That phrase exists for a reason. Kill it with fire, but Hellions don't apply to that rule.
Nah, man. Nah, man. Fire in StarCraft is like fire resistance is a thing apparently.
Alright, well, one thing I want to comment on here too, Polt's. One thing I saw him do in recent past days that I thought was the coolest thing ever was he knew where the creep tumors would be. Not exactly or precisely, mind you, but using things like attacking the debris to pick off creep tumors without burning a scan. Where these ones currently are, you can hit the hatchery and it will splash damage down the creep tumors. All these things are within the realm of possibility, and it's really cool knowing that Polt has done stuff like that in the past. He could do it here today if he wasn't constantly driven off by these roaches.
Yeah, Snoot's just got a very few roaches out at the moment. I think he has, actually now he has 14 because a bunch just finished. But he's been using very few of them up until now, just to be very good defensively, and he's getting a lot now. I think he is going to be going for a little bit of a push now. He wants to do some damage to the third, which he has confirmed the existence of. He wants to force at least a lift, maybe drop some creep there if he can manage that, but we'll see if he's able to do some damage. He is getting Overlord speed as well, so I think he does want to drop creep.
No way that Overlord was in range of the Widowmine. What the hell?
Yeah, man. Oh god, the Viking.
Oh, will it get it before it finishes?
Yeah, it should. Or?
Oh my god, it heals the full! Another, just barely moment here today on Mistrade TV.
Although that was I think it was silly to let that finish, because the Viking's gonna kill it anyway.
Yeah, but I mean, still, whatever. Widowmine might actually catch it.
He loses more gas.
Actually, we'll start with Widowmine really nice, actually, because he was going to lose that anyways, but big
Holy
drop
crap.
here in the main. He needs these units at home, Penguin. SCVs are being pulled, but Hellions are not going to deal with roaches effectively.
Yeah, this is going to be kind of interesting. It's going to be coming down to how well Polt can be aggressive at the same time. 2 mines finishing up on the high ground. Will they get good damage done? They do! But there's so many roaches, I don't know if it's going to be enough. There's not really all that much to hold. Stim is actually done. So
his offensive damage has not been that great either. He's getting kind of shut down here, quite frankly. No drones picked off yet, but meanwhile, SCV's spam repairing the Hellions, because what else can he do? I think this is going to go to Game 5.
Might take this, yeah. And Snoot pushing forward. This is the Snoot build, man. The fabled Snoot build.
Super duper roaches, man. Only best way to describe this.
Yeah,
Polt's hanging in, but just barely. The damage he's done.
Yeah. He's dropping in the third now. But workers pulled, Roach is doing damage, Queen's focusing the medevacs.
He's only killed 8 workers compared to the 47 Snoots picked off. It's just not worth it to hang in here. If it caused more economic damage, I would understand Polt wanting to stick in this, but man, this is not working for him at all. The medevacs cleaned up at this point. Roach is just everywhere on the field. I mean, even if he cleans up the main, he's got 7 SCVs on the field. Mules will help. GG. Not finished that.
Alright. We had a deal, Rifkin. It's been lovely casting with you.
Alright, well, you want to give
any... I need some food.
Well, I was going to say, you want to do any shoutouts or anything before you take off?
Yes, I would like to give a shout out to Rifkin, at Riff_Kings on Twitter. Follow me at Penguin, well, MII Penguin. Nerox is staring at me with weird eyes, so I can't think properly. He has mesmerizing ginger soulless eyes.
Dude, how's Nerox English? Let me cast with him. No.
Yes, okay, yes, Nerox. Would you like to cast the last game? Haha, he's coming.
Awesome. I've never cast Nerox before, so this could be bad.